Garden tour, August 9th, 2023. Well, it's a nice breezy day, so you'll probably hear that on the video. These four beds here, actually these four totally empty beds, and the one with a little bit of romaine left in it, I seeded with a mixture of winter rye and peas the other day. So that'll be in cover crop until next summer. Here we've got what will be some of next week, and the week after is romaine harvest. Seen that before. It's coming along. Looks like some of it's about to bolt. Here is my often munched on kale bed. It's still producing a little bit. Most of it's pretty chewed up. We've got a little random melon I needed a home for that I stuck in down here. Here is another catch-all bed, which at one point was totally a pumpkin bed, but only one of this is a Big Max pumpkin, only one of them made it. And I think I've got a different type of squash down here at the end. Can't remember what it is. That might be a Big Max pumpkin, we'll see. Here we've got another bed with some lettuce and some leeks, and we've got a watermelon that's going to sneak down here. And as you can see, I chopped out the dead cover crop from this the other day because these pumpkins and squash down here at the end of these beds were creeping onto it. So I wanted to do the harvesting and the seeding that I needed to do and let them sprawl. So that's been seeded with the same cover crop mixture of rye and peas. I've got a pile of it down there that I've got to spread out here soon and let dry out and then bag up, and I'm going to use that to mulch on top of my garlic later this fall. So to continue here, this will be watermelons that are starting to sprawl. I think I did stick some sort of squash in here that I got from a buddy. So these will be watermelon. They're coming along, looking better than they did last year. This is probably a butternut squash right here, starting to make its run. Here's some more, this is Great Lakes lettuce. This one's not doing so hot, but that one looks pretty yummy. It's an iceberg head type lettuce. There's another watermelon that's doing pretty good. This next row here, we've got a nice okra. Actually, I think, yeah, we've got our first okra actual fruit right there. Look at that. Nice. First okra of the season. We've got some flowers on there. Of course, they're not going to look like much today. It's kind of windy and gloomy after a long day of rain yesterday. We got a few inches. I'm not sure how much we got, but plenty. So, actually, these two beds, this would be a bed on my left of smaller pumpkins. So we've got Jack B. Littles, we've got Jack-o'-lanterns. Oh, and we've got sugar pies in the middle. Actually, that long one sprawling there is probably a sugar pie. On the right of me here, this is, the upper part of this bed is, spaghetti squash. The lower part is butternut. We've also got, you can see the first jalapeno right there. Got the jalapenos mixed in with these squash and lettuce. Here we've got some other peppers mixed in with this. They're starting to get swallowed by the squash, but you can see a couple of bell peppers right there. So we're starting to get the peppers to, come along. If we get some more heat, some more warm weather, they'll certainly start producing even better. Some more peppers starting to get hidden in the squash. And here is a cucumber bed with a basil. You can see that's going to flower. Japanese beetles are liking it. Oh, and this is actually a volunteer, probably cherry tomato. I think this was the cherry tomato bed my first year, 2 or 3 years ago. So or something from last year that just got moved. But it's definitely volunteer. I didn't put it there. Here is a cucumber bed. Got some cukes in here. Harvested quite a bit out of here the other day. Here is the summer squash bed. You can see there's what will be a yellow zucchini before too long. Here's a summer squash plant. It's, you know, it's coming along. It might have gotten attacked by the borers, but I'm gonna put up a fight against them today. Spend a little time trying to get some squash bugs and some vine borers if I can. Here's this, this is a zucchini, I believe. That I don't see any. Oh, there's what will probably be the first zucchini right there. Yeah, and this is what was the second planting of radishes. I'm gonna hopefully yank those out today if I have a chance. And here is the tomatoes. You can see the scarlet runner beans are really flowering nicely. You can see we've actually got some beans on now. Come along pretty quickly here lately. Here is the menagerie of everything I stuck in this tomato bed. So these must be arbusins up here, I believe. And we've got some, beefsteaks in the middle. Then we come to some Paul Robesons down here at the end. We've also got leeks stuck in there. The ginger, you can see doesn't look great, but it is growing and it is multiplying, so that's a good sign. You can see I've got some fungus on my tomatoes starting, so I'm going to have to get in there and trim these a little bit today. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, I think we've got our first fruit that's going to be ready on the cherry tomatoes. Leeks are getting bigger. You see the ginger is, look at that. That was one sprout. So it's definitely growing and healthy. Cherry tomatoes are getting a lot bigger as usual. I need to get in here and give these a little love today. That's the plan after the video. You can see this Malabar spinach wants to swallow up anything near it. It's, that's why I put it here. The idea is for it to grow up the trellis, Hopefully it and the tomato can live together in peace. We'll find out. Here's the nasturtium. These are really starting to love life right now. It's a beautiful variegated pattern on them. Got some parsley in there, got some Thai basil. Here is a planting of bush tomatoes here. I've never grown bush tomatoes. They're looking fairly healthy. I do see a little bit of, fungus, which I'm not surprised. We've had plenty of moisture this summer. So I'm going to get in there and give those a little trimming, not too heavy. Here is bell pepper planting with a melon I stuck in there for fun. I don't see, there's some blossoms. I don't see any actual fruit quite yet. So I put these in a little late, so I'm not expecting anything right off, but they're coming along. They're growing. They're looking fairly, get a good green to them. Here is the second planting of beans, second planting of beets, second planting of carrots, which I reseeded, and it looks like some of that reseed took, so that's good. There is my second planting of summer squash, zucchini, that kind of thing. It's looking fairly healthy. We're actually starting to, actually this will probably be the first zucchini right there. There's what is my third planting of radishes. Started harvesting from that. Got another planting of leeks run down the middle of these carrots. And let's see what else we got here. Here's some big okra plants, which I don't really see anything harvestable on them yet. These Napa cabbage, I think I'm going to start harvesting those next week. Here's a little cabbage moth, eating all the veggies. The celery is getting bigger. Should be able to harvest some of that pretty soon, within the next week or so. Oh, here's some lettuce I cut out that was going to seed. It's still reaching for the sun. There's the first planting of beans. You know, it's been cooler this week, and the beans have kind of slowed down in their production a little bit. Actually, the Roma beans, which are on the left-hand side of the bed, are still producing fairly well, comparable to what they were a few weeks ago. But the French style have slowed down. But luckily I got the second planting, so we'll be rich in beans for a while now. Here's the sad-looking little purple cabbage bed. We'll get a few of these out of here, but not what I would have liked. There's the green cabbage. It is also being devoured. There's some cilantro I stuck in at the top of this bed. Here is a very late planting of shishito peppers, so, you know, if the weather cooperates, maybe we'll get some shishitos out of that. I have some randomly in my other pepper plantings, so I think we'll have shishitos. There's another melon I needed a home for, so I stuck that in there. Here is the second planting of cabbage. You know, these are still coming along. If we're lucky and the bugs leave some, we'll get some of those before winter. Here is just a planting of a bunch of flowers that I thought were pretty. Also got some cucumbers in the middle. Hopefully those extend our cucumber season a little bit. Here's the first planting of beets. Still harvesting from every week. First planting of carrots. Still harvesting from that. I ripped the peas out. They were done. I'll leave the trellis. I'll probably put some more in there later, before this fall. The onions are getting big. The cucumbers over here are also producing nicely. I got a few pounds of them out of here just the other day. And look at this, there's more ready already. Oh yeah, nice. We've got cukes. Some of the plants are already, you know, got hit by something. I don't know if it's fungus or bugs or what it is. Got some stevia. Yeah, the onions are getting big. Nice, look at those. Yummy. Put the red onions over here. Got more melons that I stuck in. This is the first melon planting that I planted. You can see, there's one of our first melons right there. There's another pretty flower that I planted. I can't remember that variety. And we've got sunflowers. Look at that. And the bees are loving it. There's another pretty one. Oh, look at that. Japanese beetles love it too. Nice. I might have to go to war with them before too long, but, you know, it is what it is. There's another pretty sunflower. There's a neat multicolored one right there. That dark sunflower. And we've also got zinnias. So that's pretty cool. Got some other things like dahlias and some various daisies planted in here. There's still some coming along, but I don't see them producing anything yet. But the zinnias are definitely joining the party, which is nice. They're a beautiful flower. The Japanese beetles are taking their share. Marigolds are looking nice down here. So, oh, we've got some, that's right, I planted some cukes in amongst the sunflowers. You can see there's a cucumber climbing up the sunflower right there. You know, you gotta look into the sunflowers, there's cucumbers hanging off of them as you're harvesting, so that's a pretty neat deal. It's kind of like the Two Sisters thing. Oh yeah, there's something else I wanted to look at down here. think I saw a swallowtail caterpillar down here. Yep, there he is right there. Look at that little guy. Just a little guy now, but he'll get bigger shortly. So yeah, you know, that's the idea. I put a new bed in down here the other day. I'm getting low on compost, but this bed I put in, and it will be, these two onion beds are going to become my garlic beds for this winter. So there's a bed here, and there'll be another bed between those stakes there. And I put this bed in, so in the meantime, I've got some old seed. I wanted to just lay it all out and see if I can get some. It was lettuce and scallions. I got, you know, maybe 50% germination in seed trays this spring, so I decided to move on to newer seed. And this bed is gonna, we'll see if we can get some out of those seeds, you know. And if not, it'll be here ready for garlic in this fall. So that's the story. You can see some of these random flowers look nice. Hopefully we get some sun here to cooperate. Yeah, so sometime in the next few weeks, I'll chop out the rest of this rye mulch and do the same thing I did here. I just broadcast it with a cup, spread the seed around, then did the same thing with compost from like a 5-gallon bucket, just strewing it over to the top. And that's the same thing I did last year, so I think we'll get decent germination. I mean, that grew this rye, the exact same method. So yeah, in the next couple of weeks I'll chop this out and do the same thing. And then we'll have next year's planting of cover crop and homegrown mulch. So that's the gist of it. Happy growing.